We are starting a new chapter, Semiconductors. In electricity, we have seen that there is one type of classification of material, how good it allows the electrical charges to flow, how good it allows to flow. If the flow is with good speed and it has got large number of conductors conducting charges, then we say it is a good conductor. The measurement whether it is allowing the charges to move, that measurement is conductivity. It opposes the motion of charge particles, charge carriers, that measurement is resistivity. Now, metals are very good conductors because they allow charges to flow freely, and plastic is insulator, wood is insulator because it does not allow charges to flow. Now, we have measured the required physical quantity, that is resistivity and conductivity, and accordingly we have divided the material. Now, there is a third type of material in between the two, which we will call semiconductor. It is not that its resistivity is between the two categories, but also it has got certain properties. And these properties are that we have a control to change the conductivity of that particular material. By use of that particular material, we can make very wonderful circuits. Like in a conductor, if I send current in this direction, I will find it coming to this direction. If I am sending current in this direction, then it will come to this direction. Both ways. In insulator, it will be blocked, no current, and if I send it from this direction, it will be blocked. Now, with help of semiconductor, I can make a block and I will advise him. Then it will send the current whenever the current is coming in this direction, but it will not allow the current to pass when the current is sent in this direction. In one direction it will allow the current, in another direction it will not allow the current. With the semiconductors, I can make very different type of circuits which are very beneficial to us, and we are using those circuits. The complex form of those circuits is our computer, our mobile, and all these things which are based on the characteristics of semiconductors. So that is semiconductor we are going to study, and the very fundamental quantity of semiconductor is one of the properties that its resistivity and its conductivity lies between insulator and conductor. So here is the chart which shows us the conductors or metals. They have very low resistivity, 1 upon 100, 10 to the power minus 2, 10 to the power minus 8. They are very good conductors. Resistivity is very less, and 1 upon resistivity is conductivity. This we have studied. So, conductivity is very good, 10 to the power 8, 10 to the power 2. In the insulators, see, plastic, wood, etc., the resistivity is very high. It will not allow the charge particle to move. Opposite to this, conductivity is very less. And coming to the third category, semiconductors, resistivity is between the two. 10 to the power 0, anything to the power 0 is 1. So, 10 to the power 0, that is 1, comes to this category. You see, minus 5 to plus and plus to minus. So, this is the range of resistivity of semiconductors and conductivity. But everything having this resistivity or conductivity is not a semiconductor. It should also have certain other features, and those features we will study, and that is how much energy its electrons are having and how we can use it. Now, what are the materials which are semiconductors? Semiconductor materials, there is a long list. These may be organic, these may be inorganic, these may be elements, these may be compounds. So, here we find a list of semiconductors, and I will categorize it. The first is elemental semiconductors. Types of semiconductor, what semiconductor is made of. So, we find semiconductors in elements also, elemental form. The representative elements for semiconductors are silicon and germanium. Compound, there may be organic compound, there may be inorganic compound. So, that will again make the classes between compound semiconductors. So, it will be inorganic, then it will be organic, and then there will be say organic polymers. In organic compounds we have cadmium sulfide, is one organic, then gallium arsenide, and then we have cadmium CdSc and something with phosphorus, that is indium phosphide. So, these are certain examples of inorganic semiconductors. Then we have organic semiconductors. In organic semiconductors, there is phthalocymine, and that is anthracene phthalocymine. Then polymers, that is polypyrrole, one example, and then we have polyaniline and we have polythiophene. These are certain examples of semiconductor material. These will show the semiconductor properties. And now we come to the next type of categorization, that is the categorization on the basis of energy level of free electrons inside the semiconductor. On the basis of that, we have categorized the semiconductors, metals which are conductors, and insulators on the basis of energy band diagrams or energy levels. So, that we will see in the next lecture. So, this was a basic introduction of semiconductor material. Thank you.